Courage and the boldness that you gain after speaking affirmations over yourself. The more you hear it, the more you believe that it's true.
And welcome to Premier Fitness. I'm Gene Williams, your yoga instructor, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of yoga.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? I am your host. I am Stephanie Hockenhall. My co-host is not here yet. Hopefully he'll be here during the show, but he's not here right now. So I'm doing the show with a few guests. Guess what? We are celebrating 2 years of educating about bullying through this TV show. We've talked to many people, we've interviewed many people. And so this month, on behalf of our 2 year celebration, we are bringing back guests that have been on the show to tell us how things are going now since they have been on the show and learned about some of the different types of bullying. So I'm going to have a couple guests today, and we're going to do it like a panel. So I'm going to be asking them questions to see where they are now as a result of learning the different types of bullying and learning some of the stuff about bullying. So bullying is a tough subject. A lot of people don't want to approach it. A lot of people don't understand what it is. I didn't for many years as an adult. I didn't understand that adults bully. Once I became aware of that, I chose to educate them. So you can catch us now. You should be watching us on our YouTube channel, Love Misunderstood Institute. You can also catch us on Premier Fitness YouTube channel, Premier Fitness 0210. Thank you for joining us. You can also watch us on our website, podtv.tv. What am I thinking? Roku and Amazon Fire. Watch us on TV right now while we're live. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time every Sunday. When you go on those, just search PODTV space LIVE, and you can watch us live right now while we're doing our show. So with no further ado, I am bringing my guest, Isabel Black, aka Izzy, and Evie Bolen. Come on in, y'all. Let's start this party. Let's get this party started, right? Let's get it started quickly.
Yes, right.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for joining us today. We are so happy to be celebrating 2 years. The 2 years went by fast.
Yes.
Episode 79. So we are excited to be celebrating. Thank you. And thank you for saying yes.
Yes. Congratulations on being consistent. Congratulations on sticking to the message. And congratulations for knowing that this was what you were called to do.
Yes. I was thinking about it today and I was like, wow, I wouldn't have thought I would be doing what I'm doing because of my experiences. But then who teaches better? The one that experienced something. That's the one that people can learn from. They can't learn from people who's talking about if I was, I would. Shut up. Be quiet. Cállate la boca. You ain't talking about nothing.
That's right. I need a survivor to teach me to survive. Period.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So Evie, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll, for those that didn't meet you when you were on the show before. So tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Absolutely. So I'm Evie Bolen. I am a life coach. I am a foster care case manager. I am working towards my becoming a therapist. I really have a heart for people, and my goal is to really pass on the ability for other women to to straighten their crowns and to understand that they don't have to go through so many things. I drink the muddy water so you don't have to. So pay
Yes,
attention and we can work on this and we can talk about it. I really feel like we need to unify ourselves as women and as men, but as women is really my goal and my calling. And working towards that with Activate Your Power Now. I'm on the board there. I'm also a speaker. And our goal is to activate people and to put you into that place where you are no longer a victim, that you are always
yes,
a victor, where you are always embodying and imploring
yes,
and
yes,
exploring so much more of yourself. My goal is to see you come up. My journey on this earth is to reach back. I didn't come up so that I could leave you and act like I did something famous. I actually got up so that I can reach back. And so when reaching back, I want to know, not only do I want you to know that you can straighten your crown, don't nobody else have to know. We can straighten it together and keep it moving. And at the
right.
same time, there's a lot of things that us as women don't teach the other woman. And it says in the Bible that the older women are supposed to teach the younger women. So I drank them,
Absolutely.
don't have to. Let's get it done.
Thank you.
Amen. I like that. Izzy, would you tell us about yourself for those that didn't see the other shows that you were on?
Absolutely. I'm Isabel Black, or Izzy, the intentional healer, and co founder of Activate Your Power Now. Whereas Evie said, we help people activate their power and powers. We have many different powers that reside within us, right? So
Mhm.
if you think, oh, that doesn't pertain to me, I'm healed from this, I'm healed from that. Well, guess what? Just like we're going to talk about today,
Mhm.
every day our body, our vessel takes on traumas from the world,
Mhm.
from the
Yes,
weather, from the atmosphere, from just
Mhm.
so many things. So to have an intentional practice to keep this vessel as cleansed as possible on
Mhm.
purpose, we want to help people with that. And we get there by learning to embrace our story, which is where the speaker part
Yes.
comes in. We
Yes.
invite you onto our stage to tell a piece of your story. And then we take you deeper and we help you to embrace your story and know that it was all with great purpose. And then
Yes.
we declare, what are we going to do with it? What are
Yes.
we going to do with it? And you have a team of people just on that same walk. All three of us here on this call are activators, and we're here to do our
Mhm.
part and fill in the gaps for different things. So I can't wait to dive into these questions and to help as many people as we can reach or educate, like you said.
Mhm.
The ripple can go on.
Mhm.
yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies, for introducing yourselves. We want to get to these questions.
Got it.
And as someone that educates about bullying, this is very important to Jean and I both,
Mhm.
to make sure that we educate as many about bullying so that they understand, their experience, and so that they know how to navigate
Mhm.
through the bullying experiences, with with the tips that we give and the information that we provide. So,
Mhm.
ladies, the first question: how has your perception of bullying changed since your last appearance on our show? Either one can answer.
I will say that it made me have a more in-depth feel, when you sat and we talked and you broke it down for us, all the different labels and names. It actually helped me to be able to, as the foster care case manager, be able to kind of explain that to children. And I have children of all ages on my roster and my caseload. So I was able to actually break down each item to where at times they felt like they were bullying, but they were something else, or that they didn't have the right name for what it was. So it actually helped me to be able to explain better for them what this is called, why you shouldn't do it, and what the different things that can be that may, enforce or reinforce a bad behavior. And so we wanted to, it really helped me to be able to break down a lot more for the clients and kids.
Awesome,
Beautiful. Yeah.
awesome.
What a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Izzy, the same question: how has your perception of bullying changed since your last appearance on our show?
Kind of along the same lines as Evie of awareness. For me, though, it's really helped me to be more aware of when I'm still showing up with that energy.
Mhm.
And, since the last show, I did have a couple incidents where, again, I said on the show before that I found that I was a bully to bullies. and I got a
Mm,
thrill over it. If you thought you was going to
mm,
come with this big energy and
mhm,
suffocate someone else's energy around me, I was going
mhm,
to show you that my energy can do the same thing.
mhm,
um, just so that they can have an understanding of what it feels like. But I've learned to, gaining this understanding, to flip that, and found a way to dim the flame, um, more productively, healthy for the both of us, so that we're both, like Evie said, we're here to build. So my motto
mhm.
is, if it's not building, it's destroying. So
Right.
that's
Yes.
the intentionality part. So I want to make sure I'm building at all times, and it's just helping me be more present and aware,
Mhm.
more with the education.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hats off to you, Izzy, for sharing that realize that you were a bully too, because a lot of people don't want to admit that they are
Mhm,
bullies.
mhm,
And we do both. We are bullies in certain areas, and we,
mhm.
are bullied by others.
Yeah.
So to admit, that,
Well,
you do that, go ahead.
takes the sting away a little bit, and that, I've gone through Evie's release session as well, so I've been able to start really releasing some deep rooted stuff.
Yeah.
um but I realized that I was bullied growing up by my parents, by my sibling, one of my siblings. And I'm like, well, it's just true. Hurt people, but I forgot I was
Yeah.
hurt.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So I didn't realize that I would be spewing that kind of energy. But yeah, it just, so many layers there to it. But I'm just so grateful for the growth.
That's awesome.
That's, it is. It is. So the next question, can you share, and Evie, I'm asking you, and then we'll go
Okay.
to Izzy again.
Okay.
So can you share any specific instances where you applied what you learned about the different types of bullying?
I can. I actually had a set of siblings on my caseload. Um, the older sibling was, as Izzy said, was bullying the younger sibling to the point of even in the quote unquote playing of telling her to kill herself.
Oh yeah.
And it was such a negativity. And when I sat down with them, and really I sat down with your list of the bullying and what the definitions are, and I asked them to sit down with me, and I said, I gave them each a copy. I didn't let them know what the other one was looking at. And I said, I want you to circle what your sister does to you. And they were able to sit down, circle it. And then what was funny is when I slid the papers together, you're saying she's doing the exact same thing that you're saying she's doing. And the ability to sit there and see that one of them who thought she was the only one being bullied is now saying that I'm only reacting to what she's already doing. And so that behavior that they were implementing and trying to bully one another actually ended up, once we got to talking about it and unpacking it, turned out that that's the same behavior that had them removed from the home. It's the same, it was a
Mm,
learned behavior. And so what was happening is that they were both fighting for control
Yes.
over what they had left. And
mhm,
Yes.
so in that process, they were battling each other, not realizing they were on the same side. And so I was able to actually show them in real time what they were
wow,
doing by using you guys' definitions. So for that, that was awesome.
wow,
I use them all the time now, especially when I'm dealing with children that are in school age, because it helps them to have a definition. I think the
Yes.
hardest part is a lot of school ages are just like, well, bullying means someone has to put their hands on you or someone
mm,
has to call you out your name. Well, no, bullying is someone trying to regain control at times and you happen
Yes.
to be the back that they're doing it on. You know what I
mhm,
Yes.
mean? And
Yes.
it's such a fine line between bullying and regaining control. So like
Yes.
Izzy, I can admit that I believe that what my perception of what I thought was control by dealing with the kids that I deal with was me actually bullying my way up from survival mode.
mm,
And at times we do that and not really understand that just because I survived it doesn't mean it didn't affect me.
right,
Right.
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good
That's
point.
good. It is good. And I appreciate you saying that too, because, even though Gene and I educate about bullying, we still, find ourselves doing it. So,
Mhm.
I always tell people it's not about whether you're doing it or not. It's you realizing that that is what you're doing. And then you make
Right.
a choice at that moment. Do
Right.
I continue this behavior or do I stop? I got to
Right.
make a choice. So, we're not exempt.
Right.
We let people know that. So we
Yeah.
always say, if you think you're not, then okay. Right.
Well, if you think you're not, then you are telling. That's another lie you done told yourself. That's
Exactly.
just the truth. If you want to set yourself free, then you have to understand that the first person that you bullied was you.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I think that's the
Exactly.
first thing is because we have set ourselves with unrealistic expectations. I mean, social media, life, what a woman's
Yes.
supposed to look like, what a man's supposed to look like. We have this fantasy that we're living and we're trying to apply it to reality and not realizing that in that process, then we're disappointed in the lack of fantasy in reality. And what we're really fighting is the control to control the vision of what we see.
Yeah.
I can't control the narrative, which means that if I have no control, then my ability to bully is simply a survival tactic.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Evie.
ma'am.
Izzy, can you share specific instances where you've applied what you learned about the different types of bullying?
Where I applied what I learned. Um, yes. So it was actually at a program that AYPN, another platform that we serve on, and we were doing an event for youth. And I realized while being there that you could be, you could place yourself somewhere with good intentions to do something good and still be in bully energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't think because you're a good person doing good things that you don't have space to be a bully, that you're not showing
Right.
up as a bully. And
Right.
I saw it real time. I've experienced workplace bullying before and stuff, but since the last show, I got to experience that right there in front of me, and it didn't affect me. So one, I was proud of myself that I implemented stay in my
Mhm.
lane.
Yeah.
Right? Stay in my lane because it was they were handling it themselves. They
Yeah.
didn't need a hero. So I pause, I breathe, I'm sending positive energy. You were there, Stephanie, and you
Yes.
got to see that we were all practicing that, right? Just trying to
Yes.
keep the atmosphere cleansed, so we can show up for these children. But after the event, I was stopped by this person who was doing the bullying, and she asked for my advice. So once someone opens the door for my insight,
Mhm.
that's when I have permission to share it, right? To tell
Mhm.
my
Yes.
opinion or what
Mhm.
I think happened and
Mhm.
stuff. So I was just honest with her with what I saw, what I've seen in the past and in occasions like this. And she thanked me afterwards. But
Good.
really it was extreme accountability that I was sharing with her, a practice that has saved me from again being that bully and many other things.
Mhm.
So I told her we have to acknowledge first, right, that we have the potential of showing up with that energy.
Mhm.
And if you don't see it, you asked my opinion, I'm telling you it's here. What
Yeah.
are
Yes.
we going to do with it next? So we walked through
Yes.
the practices, and from what I've heard, she's began to have other conversations with other people to help address this about her because she wants to
Good.
show up um, more intentional with what her cause
Yes.
is. Great person with a great cause. But
Yeah.
sometimes we're just unable to see certain things. But that's why having a tribe of people who will keep us accountable in a loving, loving way, a loving,
Yes.
understanding way. So, yep.
It's great that you knew when to step back and you knew when to step in, and she was
Yeah.
open to it because she was ready. And
Mhm.
then not only was she ready for you to give, the help, but she's seeking help from other people. So that's a person seeking healing. This is not how I want to be. I need some help to,
Right.
to change. So that's awesome. That's great to hear because
That's
people
great.
don't always want to hear, when they're, you
Right.
know, don't want to always be held accountable,
Yeah.
so it's great that you were able to do that. So, our next question, Evie, have you encountered situations where your new knowledge helped you intervene in bullying behavior? And you shared some
Mhm.
about the children. So, do you
Yeah.
have anything else that you'd like to share?
I actually have a situation with a coworker. She was being verbally attacked in a bullying form by a parent on a placement, and they just kind of came at her. And so, being able to redefine what our role is as a case manager and redefine that our goal is for the children, and that at no point, I think what a lot of parents, especially placements and parents, when you're dealing with foster care, we assume you're wrong, and we assume that you're the perpetrator, or you're a horrible person, or you're a bad mom or a bad dad, when the truth of the matter is, whatever reason that they removed your children is fixable. We
Yeah.
don't remove children with the intention of, this is, well, we're about to do 18 years. We remove them with the intention of stating, I'm only taking them for a time, to give you time to focus on what needs to change so that you can retrieve back what is already yours. We don't want to keep your children. We want them to go home. And I think for me, the biggest part for this particular parent, she was so volatile, so nasty in her delivery. And I said, do you need a hug? And she said, "What are you talking about? What?" And I said, "I just want to hug you mother to mother. Can I take my tag off?" And I took my name tag off, and I just held this woman, and in my arms she cried, and she said, "Nobody listens. I just want them to know I'm not a bad mother. I want my kids back." And I said, "And I believe you." And in that moment, this woman just fell apart because all she wanted, like a lot of bullies, honestly, they're hurt people, like Izzy said, hurt people hurt people. All a
Yeah.
bully wants to know is, do you believe that I can be more than how I'm showing up in this moment? If
Mhm.
you can believe that I want more than I am in this moment, then you're healable. Now, if you believe that this behavior is how you always have to show up, and in every room you go into, you walking out the door cussing somebody out, that's a choice.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
in this moment, all you wanted was somebody to say, your kids have never said they had a bad mother. Your children said they want to come home to you. Your kids are trying to figure out why I got them. And I need you to know that the same system I work for, I wouldn't want my kids in either. So I'm telling you, I'm going to support you. I want to put everything in place so that these babies can come home. I'm looking for us to make a reunion party. I'm not trying to keep them. I want them to come home because nobody will love you like your mama. Nobody will love you like your daddy. And even
Yep.
if they made bad choices in those moments, they shouldn't be persecuted the rest of their lives for those same choices. And
Yes.
just explaining that to her, and she was like, nobody's ever said it like that. They always make me feel like I'm useless, or I used to do drugs and now I'm nothing. One mistake does not define your whole life. And even if you
Right.
make the same mistake a million times, it still shouldn't define you.
Right.
If, I don't believe that your drug use is any different than my anger. I don't believe that your drug use is any different than my control issues.
Yeah.
And my thing is we don't come with labels. If people came with labels, it a whole lot, the world would be a lot better place. Oh wait, you got problems. I can't. Nope, you look like you out of my label, baby. But we don't have that. So you have
Yeah.
to take people at face value, and you have to learn them from their stuff. And in my line of work, the hard part is I got to learn your hurt before I learn who you are. I got to
Yeah.
learn why I'm in your life before I can tell you that you're worthy. And so what I try to do with a lot of our parents is tell them, I don't care where you came from. Let's figure out where you want to go
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
we can do that. And if you make the mistake over and over again, or you make the mistake, how do we make a different decision? I don't believe that people who have been on substances should be labeled drug addicts the rest of their lives. What
Right.
if you recovered from something? So if I was a recovering sex addict, they give me a medal. But if you're a recovering drug addict, they tell you, well, we're waiting on so and so to relapse again.
Mm-hmm.
How is that different? One
Yeah.
addiction does not outweigh the other addiction. And the hard part is that we have decided in society that it depends on your addiction if you're worthy of saving. And that's not right. Because what if I'm
Mhm.
addicted to bullying and
Mhm.
I'm worthy of saving? He laid down
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
his life for everybody. He didn't pick and
Yes.
choose.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Izzy, the same question. Um,
Yeah. What was which number?
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I had to my have you encountered situations where your new knowledge helped you intervene in bullying behavior? And you just shared that as
Yes.
well. You have something else you want to share on that,
Um.
or
No.
on that question I meant.
What was that? On which question?
Um,
The
number three. Yeah, I was saying that you just shared what you just shared kind of answered that question. I was
Right.
asking if you had something additionally you want to share.
No, I mean, I do. I could go on too. So, I'll have an answer for all of them. Um, same. I'm listening to Evie, and I'm just, she's speaking to me because my brother started fostering two teenage boys a couple months ago, and he had one at first, and they were building a really strong relationship. And then he got the second one, who's a year older, and my goodness, we were around him a couple weeks ago for my sister-in-law's birthday, and he just kept putting his hands on the other one, and I hadn't seen him act like that around him before. And I asked, why are you putting your hands on him? Like, what is going on? And he says, because it's fun. And I was triggered because I asked the kid, I didn't exactly handle that right, because that's when I have to pause and breathe. When I'm in that moment, my brain immediately goes to defend yourself. Defend
Yeah,
yourself. Don't let him,
Mhm.
and when I asked, I'm like, why are you letting him do this to you? Why are you allowing him? He says, because he won't stop. Even when I asked, and he was trying to date some girl, and the girl made him promise he wasn't going to get in any fights. So he's just taking it. And I said, you have a right to defend yourself. No one should have to live like this. This kid was just doing pressure points as we're sitting there at a restaurant.
Mm, wow.
wow.
And I started honestly putting myself in between them two. If I saw his hand moving, I'd put my hand in between, and I'm like, no, you're not going to put your hands on him. You're not going to. And I'm not proud of it, but I did tell him, if I see you put your hands on him, I'm putting my hands on you. Plain and
Yes.
simple. And in my mind, I'm like, this is absolutely not how you should be handling this. But I didn't know what to do in that moment. This kid
Mhm.
is taller than me,
Mhm.
and stuff. And I'm like, no, they share a room. If he's doing this in public, what is he doing to him behind closed doors? And
Yes.
so I just asked my brother. I knew that the kid had a girlfriend, the one that was doing the bullying, and something just told me to ask. I said, is he still with his girlfriend? Are they still dating? And he just said, actually, they're having problems right now. I said, bingo, that's what it is. And the other one's paying the price for it. I
Mhm.
Yeah.
told him, I said, you need to do something about this. It's not okay. It is absolutely not okay. And my brother said they're addressing it, and everything already. So, um, but yeah, I was just like, gosh darn it. I know what it feels like to be that one, except I was a lot more I was more years younger. And but I would be threatened as a kid by my older sibling, not just me and my brother, that if we went to sleep at night, our older sibling would tell us she's going to kill us. She's going to kill us while
Mhm.
we're sleeping. And if she wouldn't tell us that, she would tell us she was going to kill herself, and that was worse to us to hear.
Mhm.
She was the
Mhm.
only
Yeah.
person we had
Yeah.
during that time, and that's why she felt so overwhelmed. But it's a scary place to reside in, and you do get used to it. You get callous to it. You survive through it, so you don't even know it's pain or it's not okay.
Right.
And I
That's
remember
true.
asking, my sister, because God forbid someone even looked at me wrong, she would jump on them. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't understand why they can't treat me this way, but you do.
Right.
And she said, I'm the only person allowed to treat you this way, no
Mm.
one else. And
Yeah.
I believed it, and I accepted it for many years.
Yeah.
And I think in that aspect, Izzy, that's awesome to say, because I think that's the dynamic that we forget about is siblings and growing up together. I was the oldest. I had seven brothers. And so it's funny now, but most of my brothers will tell you I was the man they paid attention to. And I know that sounds odd, but I was the oldest and I had to fight. I had to do all the things for them to give them an example. And sometimes what people don't understand is the oldest, we're the mom. We're the mom, whether they say we are or not. We're the ones that are required to do all the things that mom does to let mom go do whatever she's doing. And we automatically got some kids we didn't ask for. We got responsibility we didn't ask for, and we're supposed to protect them. And so when they get out of line and you see your parents kind of blow them off, and you're like, I'm ready to dot him in my chest. I want to punch him because what do you mean it's okay? And so you end up trying to find, like you said, like your sister said, I'm the only one able to do it. Well, that's because she felt like if everything else, I'm sure if you asked her now, everything else I was dealing with, I'm the only one that earned the right to do something to you. Everybody else I'm supposed to protect you from. And it's
Exactly.
hard when parents tell you that, because you're like, I mean, I was told if my brothers got into a fight, if anything happened to them, it was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So if they got into a fight and it got back to my mom and my stepdad before I got home, it's my whooping. It ain't nobody else. Cause how you gonna let this happen to them? But I was in class. Like, I didn't know he was on the playground fighting somebody. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. 24/7, 365. They were my job. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have any hurt, harm, pain, anything. I took most of the whoopings when we were kids. And the hard part is that what they don't understand and what parents don't understand is you make the oldest very angry. And I was
Yes.
angry for many years. I was pissed at my responsibility. I had 7 sons before I was 10. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, I had to be, I was required.
Yeah.
And so they called me mom when I was little. And so you don't know how to be the soft big sister when you became a mother at an early age. And it's such a
Yeah.
hard dynamic that it actually almost, your parents make you a bully. If you're the
Yes.
Absolutely.
oldest, they make you a
Absolutely. And we
bully.
did.
You know,
Our
and they
parent
don't mean
was
it,
a
I don't
bully.
think, but yeah, they make you
Yeah.
a bully because I got to protect you and I got to save you from you, and I dare somebody else to do it. Like, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely.
were you? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I totally, I understand that about my sister. Again, understanding, something I've gained through this show and working with Stephanie, gaining better understanding of what love truly is and that we were all
Mm,
created in the image of love, right?
yeah.
So it's ours to do. Um, but yeah, my sister was very young like you, and she was the oldest, and our mom was in another state. Our mom just
Hmm.
wasn't around, and um, our dad wasn't around either. He worked full time and trafficked drugs, so
Hmm.
he'd be gone for weeks, and we
Right.
knew what to do. And she was the mom, and like you said, she was about 11, 12,
Yeah.
and had two
Yeah.
children. But so I understand how tough it was. She didn't have a childhood,
Yeah.
and a lot of it was because of my brother and I. She had to take care of us.
Right. And I think that's the hardest part because now that I have children, it makes you either do one of two things. Either you become very angry and you take it out on anybody that says they love you, or you give too much. So I chose to give too much. So I wanted my kids to have the childhood I didn't, which at times cost me, because now I have these spoiled children that don't understand boundaries because I'm trying to make up for what didn't happen.
Mhm.
So we had to break that cycle, and through counseling and things like that we have. But it is a fine line when you are trained to bully, to
Mhm.
unlearn that
Yeah,
bullying
yeah,
behavior.
absolutely.
That's so true. Because that's all you know.
Mhm.
And without correction, you believe that that is the way to be.
Right.
That's that's what you know. So
Mhm.
number four, um, Izzy, what advice would you give to someone who wants to support others experiencing bullying? And you just kind of already hit on that with the two boys you were talking about. Do you have anything additionally you want to add
Absolutely,
on that?
because what I
Okay.
wasn't doing in that moment, I did do when I left. I paused intentionally, I breathed. So pause and breathe before acting, always. Because when we react on emotions, we're doing exactly what the bully is doing as well. So, and
Yeah.
give thanks for the guidance that God gives all of us, right? He's providing guidance to us all, but it's our responsibility to tap into it and give him the
Yes.
time so that we can show up with his will and not what we think needs to happen in that
Right.
moment.
Right.
That's good. That's good. Evie, the same question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to support others experiencing bullying?
Honestly, I'd say you have to remove yourself first. Because if you start to try to help them from your own experiences, you're not really trying to save them. You're trying to save the person in you. I think you have to look at every situation as an individual one. One of my things that I believe that I'm learning and unlearning is putting myself in the scenario and then going automatically into fix it mode, um, which has allowed me to be able to fix a lot of things, but not me. So what I do is I remove me and my mindset. I ask God to remove me, remove my feelings about it, so that when I go into it, it's more of Him and less of me, and being able to pull your emotional response out of it so that you can actually give them an honest response.
Mhm.
I think it's hard when you see like, if you see a woman and she's getting beat up, your immediate response is to help her. But then in that
Yeah.
same breath, you're like, oh my God, why would you let him hit you? So you helped her and you judged her at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So when
Yeah.
you're dealing with a bullying situation, you're like, oh my goodness, like Izzy said, well, why are you letting him do that to you? And what's happening? At the same time, she's trying to teach the other one how to defend himself from the one who is really reacting, and it's nothing to do with the one that actually is doing the bullying. He's mad about something else. So it's
Yeah.
learning to filter through the stuff to find out the root of the problem. And then if you find the root, you can pluck that out and it's not going to set root in your heart. If you don't, then you're set with a garden full of dead weeds and trying to figure out why nothing will grow. Well, you didn't pull it up. You can't
Yeah.
plant anything till you break the ground. And so you have
Right.
to be able to break the ground and get to the root of why you're so angry or why you're frustrated or why that person is paying for it. For me, I had told people I never wanted kids, and I have 6, but I didn't want kids because I've been raising them my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you get that callousness, like you were saying, and you get so callous and whatever to it that you don't realize that sometimes my reaction is the wrong statement because I'm reacting in my feelings. So what I ask is for God to silence me and use me in the same process.
Amen.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Um, Izzy, in what ways do you think awareness about bullying has improved since your involvement with our show?
Well, I just find myself having more conversations about it. I feel better prepared to talk about it, to share truth right now that I'm starting to connect the dots on my own truth when it comes to bullying.
Yeah.
And but it's more top of mind now. And so when I show up and I see an opportunity, it's like, oh, you need to meet Stephanie. This is a perfect or with Love Misunderstood at Institute to help with the situation you're talking about or what's going on at your job. Now when people share those types of grievances, I'm more aware of what's really going on and have a resource to help them. So I love it.
And the thing about it is, that once you learn something, no matter what it is, then we're held responsible for what we learn.
Right.
What are we going to do with it? Are we
Exactly.
going? Yeah. So I love that. Um, Evie, in what ways do you think awareness about bullying has improved since your involvement with our show?
I think that awareness has actually gotten huge. I think even in, um, I think that you guys have taken such a good view about it that you actually apply it to reality situations. I
Yeah.
think sometimes with social media, we kind of make it a one sided situation, well, this would only have happened. Or even the exception, well, she was dressed like that, so she asked for it. It's that same mentality when it comes to bullying. We assume, well, so and so is always mean. Maybe that's why, or she always looked like that. That's the problem. And so it's about time somebody went off on her. We get into those expectations again, filtering through our own trauma. So if I'm looking at your situation, I'm filtering it through my trauma. I absolutely didn't even give you a chance, to be able to say what it is. Um, so I think what we have to do is not filter our pain through somebody else's hurt and decide that
Hmm.
we know what's best for them. You have to take that person, and I think the awareness has been made that it is finally okay to say that you're not okay, and
Yes.
say, hey, I'm not okay and I need some help because I'm about to jump off the deep end. And people
Yes.
say, instead of people say, oh my gosh, she about to jump off the deep end, they say, oh my God, bro, I was finna jump too. You want to hold hands? And we finally
Yes.
can say that everybody's not okay. There's not a
Mhm.
Yes.
person on this earth that can say in this moment, in this way, we're coming out of a pandemic, we're coming out of so many things. Who is okay? Really?
Yeah.
Who can look at every avenue of their life across the board, finances, family, mental health, mindset, traumas, childhood and adult traumas, because that's what we don't talk about. We talk a lot about childhood traumas, but we don't talk about the traumas that actually did happen to us as adults. And that's most of the time it's bullying. And we
Mhm.
Yes.
won't call it that because as a kid, bullying was something that was not talked about. And so
Yeah.
now as adults, we sit and we self silence and say, oh, she wasn't bullying. Stephanie be playing. That's not playing. Stephanie hurt my feelings and she about to take me out the game. And I'm about 2 seconds off of suicidal, but I'm going to say this, okay, because Miss Stephanie sound like that's everybody. No, because
Right.
Yeah.
everybody can't take it. Everybody can't take it when
Right.
I'm blunt. Everybody can't receive it the same way. And I think that's one thing I can honestly say that myself and Izzy have experienced since doing Activate Your Power Now, since being out here and putting it out here. There is no more secrets. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? My stuff is out. And so if somebody walks up to me and says, Evie, so I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with my molestation, but I'm pissed and I get mad at everybody. Oh, I know. I understand. Sometimes all somebody has to know is they're not doing it by themselves. They're not
Right.
in it alone. And sometimes what we forget is we get so happy that we survived something that we forget to know that somebody else might be have survived something too, and maybe they didn't survive it as well. And I think that's what we have a lot, and when we're dealing with work bullies, is that people who have decided that because I have this level at work, I'm a lead, so you supposed to just obey me. No, man. You only your
Yeah.
paycheck about $10 more than mine. Why you get to
Yeah.
talk to me like that? Or why you get to belittle me? Or why is that
Yeah.
okay? Because my productivity is up. But it's really only up because I'm afraid of what you're gonna do to me. And I'm too busy worrying about losing this job. And really the truth is I'm worried about how I'm gonna pay my rent and if I'm gonna be able to feed my kids. It really don't have nothing to do with you, but I don't feel like fighting you, so I let you do it. And
Yeah.
that's what we don't say. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yes.
if we could take the chest, the bullies have such a big chest. If we could just deflate that a little bit, really, I only let you do it because I'm really saving you from me. If you
Yeah.
want the truth, if I let go of what I got holding on, you finna pay for about 30 years worth of people. And I
Yeah.
just think it's best if I just sat down. I'm gonna let you say what you're gonna say, cause, amen. You get to walk out of here, so you show right. Yep. I
Right.
need to have that email ready. And I can't leave till I get it. You right. You right. I'm gonna go on and do it. And they say, well, and they think that you're being bullied. Well, really, I'm saving you from me because if I unleash what I'm holding in and
Yeah.
trying to heal, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on the news.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you get this off. And some people take that little bit that you let them get off and they run with it
Yes.
and they run with it. And then when they get you to the point where you about to snap, and then when you snap on them, oh my God, why would you talk to me like that? Heifer, I've been dealing with you for 6 months and I done kept my peace all these months. hmm Now, what was you saying about that email? You know. So before you get there, you kind of learn, especially in workforce places, you learn to detach your emotion of it and then you become callous to it. But the problem with becoming callous to it is then you also bully yourself for allowing yourself to be
Yes.
bullied. So you
Yes.
have to find that fine line of it's a kind of like fishing. You're gonna catch it and I'm gonna release it because if I hold on to it, it's gonna fester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow. Thank you.
hmm
Thank you. Izzy, number 6. Are there any new insights or strategies you've developed regarding anti-bullying efforts?
Well, I like to say that my power of understanding was activated. So again, I'm just going to keep going back to understanding, that power of understanding. But truly, even if you don't understand, right, be willing to seek understanding. So
Yes.
it may come with time, but be willing to give it time so that the understanding can come. Again, so that we can show up properly for the people who need us.
Yes.
hmm
That's
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Evie, are there any new insights or strategies you've developed regarding anti-bullying efforts?
Yes, actually, I have. It helps me with my mirror activity that we do. I've actually started when I do it with clients asking about saying what the bully said, which has been helpful. So it's one of the questions I ask when you're going to this mirror. I want you to release all the things that they called you, release all the things that they say. But I also want you to tell me who your bully was and how they had the power for as long as they did. And being able to ask that question, I've had people look at me like, I've never been bullied. I know. Who upset you and made you second guess who you are? And then they have a
Yeah.
person. They get a name right then. That's the name of your bully, baby.
Yeah.
the person who stole from you what you can never get back, the person
Yeah.
who made you look in the mirror and second guess everything you saw. That's your bully, baby. And sometimes it's your parents, sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's a sibling, sometimes it's your lover, it's your mate, it's whoever. But in the end of the moment, they really, what I've had a few people say to me is, Evie, I didn't know I was ever bullied. I understand, because we called it love,
Yeah.
we called it joy. We called it family. We called it friend. We accepted it because of the role they have. Sometimes your title makes me confused on what your actions and your titles don't coincide. But I accept it because of who you are to me, not what you've done to me. And that, when I do the mirror and we release that, it starts to make those align. The person who did that to you is the person who hurt you, and so we have to hold them accountable, whether they're above ground or not, because now you have to release them so you can then release you. And
Right.
so I believe that defining it and then being able to say to somebody, okay, everything you just said, I'm going to show it to you on this paper. Does that sound like anybody? Yeah, those are your bullies, baby.
Mhm.
And so now we have to take your power back from those bullies. And so that's been a surefire way that your show has helped me to be able to make it plain. And sometimes people need it in black and white.
Mhm. For sure.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Um, I wanted to say a few things.
That's all right. Take
I'm
your
just gonna
time. Take
move.
your time.
I'm just gonna move on. This is really, really good to me.
Mm.
Number 7, Izzy. How do you think media and entertainment can contribute positively to anti-bullying awareness?
I say by supporting shows like this,
Mhm.
Where's the Love? By supporting movements like Love Misunderstood Institute and Activate Your
Th-
Power Now.
those are the two things I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I just started
Premier
writing them down.
Fitness.
Go ahead.
He doesn't
Go
here. We
ahead.
got to represent, Premier Fitness. That keeps you aligned in alignment, a practice to
Mhm.
keep yourself in alignment so that you can be intentional of how you show up, or if you're
Mhm.
being bullied, to help release some of that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I say support, 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 and there's many more movements out there that are supporting this cause. So find them. If this isn't your cup of
Yeah.
tea, find the one that is, and give your time, give your donations, share the podcast,
Mhm.
all of that.
Thank you for that. I was listening to Evie and I didn't write it down because I was, so focused on what she was saying, but I was absolutely going to say, that Love Misunderstood Institute, that's the reason why
Right.
it's that name, because people bully each other and don't understand that, love has been misunderstood. So
Right.
where is the love? So
Right.
that's why
Right.
this, you know, people just don't understand. So thank you for putting that plug in for the organization and the TV show, and for Gene for his business. So, Evie, how do you think media and entertainment can contribute positively to anti-bullying awareness?
I think I'm just going to piggyback on what you guys said. I think we need to redefine it. If you see it, say it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I think that we have to stop being callous and quiet. If you see someone being bullied, I mean, and sadly, even if you see somebody being bullied in church, you have to let them know that you are. I saw that, and I don't want to see that
yes,
again. And sometimes it's being willing to correct with consequence, and that's okay.
yes,
You have to be willing
yes,
to correct with consequence. When I tell people, and I tell people all the time, what you see is what you're gonna get. I'm gonna say I'm the same Monday, Tuesday, when it doesn't matter. So if I'm consistent, then I can't say that I don't want to see someone hurt and then watch somebody get mollywopped and pull out my phone. I think that that's what has happened in our world right now. We will record it, but won't report it. And that's
yes,
the problem. And we'll sit and
yes,
we'll say, that's a shame that that baby done got mollywopped all up down that street. Did you go help her? Then you're just as
yes,
guilty as the person who did it. I think it's ownership. and getting involved into these different things. I'm involved, and when I talk about love misunderstood, I don't just say, well, this is just, so I give you what it is. When we talk about activate your power now, we're not talking about, oh, well, you can just get activated. No, we break it down and we talk to you and we explain to you the level that it goes to. We're not coming for the basic. I don't want the surface. When you decide to go on this journey and heal and really say what it is, name your people, name who hurt you, name what you want to see tomorrow. What does your future look like? When you can put all those things in place, you can't fake it. So
Right.
you should be able to look at my life and know better. And same thing with Izzy and same thing with yourself. If I should be consistent in what I say, whether the camera's on or not. And I think that's what we have to do as people. If we want to get this out there, then it has to be a consistent place. When I'm not good and I'm not followable, I tell people today may not be the day to look at me because it may not be cute today. But at the same time, I may be more angry today. I woke up this morning somewhere, I tell people because if I'm not honest when it hurts, then will you believe me when it doesn't?
Yeah,
You know.
that's good. I'm going to skip all the way to the last one.
Okay.
Izzy, what message would you like to share with our audience about the importance of anti bullying awareness and action?
Well, I believe that we can all do our part. And what it's going to require is a commitment on intentional living, and daily actions to choose to see people deeper than their pains.
Mhm.
Um, if you know they're in pain, if you don't know how to find those people, a key thing to look for is if they're hurting somebody else.
Yeah,
If they're
Right,
causing
right,
pain, they're in pain.
right,
You found them. So again, we all can do our part. So just spend that time figuring out what your superpower is. We all have one, how we can show up just a little deeper than the person next to us, and relate in a different way with the person. So just find your superpower so you can be better equipped to show up in life when people need you.
right, right.
that's good. I want to say something about the person in pain before I get you, Evie, to answer this last question. So, um, I just want it to be known that we don't only focus on the person that's getting bullied.
Mhm.
We are focusing on the person that is doing the bullying because people don't bully without having some kind of pain, some kind of issue, some kind of something that has not, you know, been hopeful or given them hope or help.
Mhm.
So, and you said it, both of y'all said it a few times on this show, hurt people.
Mhm.
So what is the reason why this person is bullying? What's going on? Kind of like you asked, your brother, is about those boys,
Mhm.
is he still with, well, to find out that the boy was, they were having problems in their relationship,
Mhm.
and then for you to say bingo, you recognize, I mean, you first of all acknowledge that something is going on with this kid,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with him. So we have to, be able to do that as well, not just focus on the person that's getting beat up, that's getting controlled, that's getting,
Mhm.
all the abuse, from the bully. What's going on with the bully? What is
Mhm.
really going on with him or her?
Mhm.
What's the root of the problem? Why are you doing
Right,
this?
right.
So we focus on, helping that person as well because we do understand that they have experienced pain as well.
Mhm.
And bullies
And that's,
typically have more than one victim. They don't just choose
Yeah.
one person to
Right,
yeah,
right.
exert that energy to. It's just who they are, and they sprinkle it everywhere they go.
Right.
yeah, unfortunately. So, Evie, last
Mm.
question. What message would you like to share with our audience about the importance of anti bullying awareness and action?
I would like to share that when you recognize the bullying behaviors, refer to the mirror first. Don't point the fingers outward. Find out what your role was in it, whether it is the victim or the aggressor, and find out why you accepted that role, whatever it is defined at, and then reach out to someone who has been there, any of us on the screen, any of us that are involved with either Activate Your Power Now or Love Misunderstood, because we would love to come alongside you and help you understand why that is. I think the hardest part is that once you understand the behavior, you think that you can fix it alone. We're not meant to do this thing alone. We are meant to go alongside one another and walk with one another and do this together. You can't be activated with nothing to plug into. You can't heal with no one who's healed. You have to be aligned. Get you a group, get you a tribe, get you someone who you can say, I'm not okay, and they don't laugh in your face or judge you first. And if you got to go to 20 people, find your people, because I promise you they are out there. We can be your people. But what we won't do is let you drown. We will walk alongside you on this battlefield. This life is a battlefield. I want to know who's got my six, and I want to know who's in my on the battlefield with me. Who are we going back to back with? You need someone to walk alongside you so that you're not out here by yourself, because out here by yourself is how you got to this point. To get to
Yes.
the next point, you have to join your tribe.
Thank you for sharing that. And with you sharing that, I want to tell the audience and let the audience know that there is help for you.
Mhm.
Don't feel like you're doing it alone. If
Right.
you can't find somebody to talk to that you can trust, 988. That
Mhm.
is the mental health hotline, and it
Yeah.
is also the suicide hotline, 988. So you can call them, you can talk to them on the phone so that you don't feel alone. But it's better if you can find somebody that you can trust. But either way, it works so that you don't hurt yourself or hurt somebody else.
Right. Yes.
Ladies, we're at the end of our show. I want to thank you for sharing your experiences and insight. It's clear that you've been thoughtful and proactive in your approach in the bullying and bullying prevention. I appreciate your honesty about the challenges you face. Thank you
Mm.
for sharing that. It's important to acknowledge the difficulties in advocating for change.
Yeah.
Thank you for advocating for change. Your
Thank you.
dedication to spreading awareness and taking action against bullying is truly, truly inspiring. Your efforts are making a difference.
Mm.
Keep choosing to make a difference.
Yes.
Thank you for celebrating
Yes.
with Where is the Love, our 2 years. Thank you so much. We are so excited that people have been coming on the show sharing their experiences so that other people know, we're not the only ones that's been bullied as adults or as
Right.
children. So we want to help people. So thank you
Mhm.
for sharing your tips. Thank you for sharing how you navigate, through your experiences and how you are helping others to navigate through their experiences too. We appreciate you and thank you, thank you
Thank
again for
you.
being on our show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
And you're welcome. And Mark, you gonna say something? We send you away with
Peace.
peace, love,
Love,
and joy.
and
Take care.
joy.
Bye for now. See you
Bye
next
for
Sunday at
now.
5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye for now.
Great show. And like I said, I'm just going to do it on this other way of doing it. We're going to go out with Gene's video. I'll have the outro ready for next week and everything. But right now, we're going to go
Okay.
out with Gene's song and all along those lines. So we're going to do that so that we can have that song to get us on out of here and all in that
Yay.
space. So,
Okay.
so
Thank you,
let's get ready
Mark.
to do that. No problem.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
I've been down this road so long that my heart's turned cold. But I feel myself warming up as the days go on. Stuck between a rock and a hard place had become a common thing. But I have self-doubt, but I kept my head when I couldn't see how. My strength of will make me proud. Everything falls into place. Gotta take the risk, can't play it safe. Gotta have the faith to move mountains. Then you'll be free. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. This piece of mind was hard for that I had. The storm resolved at all costs. Had to stop holding on, cutting my love through the struggle, baby, cause to be the boss no more. Struggle, just clear skies. Decided to take control of my life. Now I'm not afraid to reach for those heights. Ain't no glass ceilings inside. Take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. No, 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 no. Won't let you take it from me. 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 Won't let you take, won't let you take it from me. Won't let you take, won't let you take it from me. Won't let you take, won't let you take it from me. Won't let you